man who says he never has fears is either lying or he's already in heaven. We're all facing fears at times. I've been serving God for 40-some years. I've been in the ministry, and I have witnessed God's provision and His miraculous intervention. And yet I find that there are times that I still deal with fears. It'd be a wonderful thing to say, I'm never afraid, but I wouldn't be telling the truth. I remember many years ago, I was in the Air Force at 17 years old, and I flew all over the world and never had a problem flying, never had a fear. But when I started having children, I started having fears. And I realized after a while that the fears that I was going through were generated not because I was afraid to fly, but because I was afraid if the plane went down, that nobody would be able to do the job that I could do to take care of my kids, including God. I think we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be honest with God. God knows how we feel, and oh, did He take me through trials to get me to the point where I could trust Him. But I still face fears. I like to liken it this way. When I think of the scriptures, Isaiah says, behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. What a wonderful place to be. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord is my strength and my song, and He has become my salvation. But that's not me. I do have fears. They do chase me at times. Timothy says, and it's encouraged me greatly, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. And now I quote that to myself. I remind myself, this is not from God. This fear is not from God. Perfect love casts out all fear. And God is perfect love. I got to get close to God. But I think of it this way. David's encouraged me, Psalm 56:3. And he said, when I am afraid, I will trust in God. Isaiah says, I will trust in God, not be afraid. David says, when I am afraid, I will trust in God. That's me. Now, Isaiah reminds me of a person who flies in first class. A lot of leg room. When we walk on the plane and we see those people sitting there, oh, we would just love on a long flight to be in that kind of a position. I think I've only been there twice, and that was because I was taking 30-some people on a tour of Israel, and we got upgraded once or twice. But generally, I'm back there in coach. That's David. When I am afraid, I will trust in God. That's economy. First class is I will trust in God, not be afraid. Folks, sometimes I find myself in the baggage. That's a tough place to be. But I got to tell you something. God is your salvation. And as you draw near to Him and He draws near to you, you will find yourself growing in trust, and it will help you overcome your fears. Remember Timothy, God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and a disciplined mind. May God give you strength to overcome.